explain, you know...
Yeah, sure, I should spend the whole live stream defending myself against your bullshit charges instead of talking about the event. This is what I'm going to read it to you. In fact, I'm going to read it to your readers.
That's fine, but here, let's start talking and we'll get going. So can I...
Well, he said no until he says yes, we're not going.
She's fair-minded. I follow her Twitter.
I honestly am.
You were the Daily Mail once upon a time?
Yes.
Okay, I remember you.
I follow her Twitter.
Milo,
well,
she's
I remember having some...
people hate the Daily Mail too.
I like the Daily Mail.
I'm sympathetic. I understand.
I love the Daily Mail.
I understand.
Well, you're going to get in trouble because I'm going to go fucking scorched earth on you, but go ahead.
That's fine. Well, I was wondering if you could just clarify, you know, some of your views. Like, I know you were saying that you sort of don't like the term alt-right and you don't identify as that. Could you tell me a little bit of how you do
You're teeing me up, which is very kind of you based on what you think I'm about to do to you.
No.
Well, The Hill is very guilty of this. In fact, I have it here. It's this headline. Just before we sat down, I nearly threw you out because there's this headline here.
You
objected to Milo Yiannopoulos' alt-right event in Berkeley. And I imagine, well, how many times do I have to... I mean, the chapter 2 of my book is called Why the Alt-Right Hates Me. And the New York Times, you know, in its bestseller list, which I was on for 5 weeks, said alt-right provocateur. I mean, like, nobody even opened the book, you know? And we've written to The Hill 10 times. We've written to your editors 10 times to ask why you describe me as something that you use as synonymous with neo-Nazi.
It doesn't have...
Well, it's on your tweet. It's on your tweet. Look, it's exactly what I mean. There's no point lying about it. It's right here, and it's right here on Twitter. Milo Yiannopoulos' alt-right event.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lie. It's a lie, and it's designed to suggest that I am, you know, I am or have some sympathy with white nationalists or white supremacists. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's why I was asking you about it. I just wanted you to clarify, you know, if you could articulate that, because I do think that for people on all sides of the political spectrum, it's hard for them to navigate, or they read headlines.
No, it's not hard. You just read the book, or you listen to the hours and hours and hours of footage on me on YouTube, or you read your emails. I've written to you 10 times. I read you 10 times saying, you know, when I wrote that, what is the most important piece of political journalism in 2016, an establishment Republican's guide to the alt-right, you know, with Alan Bakari at Breitbart last year, and I said I defined the alt-right as it was emerging as this very broad coalition of mischievous, dissident, you know, kind of like basically the Generation Trump, that bit of the Republican Party that had split off. Well, since then, some elements within the alt-right and some journalists redefine to mean neo-Nazi. Yet people insist on calling me a neo-Nazi, you know, a gay Jew immigrant with a black fiance. I mean, do you think it's reasonable to call me alt-right, given that alt-right is now synonymous with neo-Nazi? Do you think it's reasonable? Do you think it's right? Do you think you should be doing it? Just stop. It's ridiculous. It's used as a way to undermine people, to insinuate that there's something nefarious or sinister. Actually, even the New Yorker of all places said that I don't hold any views that are not respectable, reasonable, conservative mainstream views. I'm just more provocative with it. You see, one of the things that people do is they'll say extreme about conservatives as a way to kind of imply there's something nefarious or dangerous. She gets it too. Well, actually, what extreme means is a leftist thinks you're dangerous. What extreme means is a leftist thinks that you're effective, and therefore they must marginalize you, call you like a nutty fringe whatever. I mean, she's had that from Bloomberg, unacceptable. You know, all this kind of stuff is crazy, and it's designed to drive us out of the mainstream. Well, you can't anymore. Donald Trump's in the White House, you know. But you know, I almost didn't do this interview because I'm so mad with you. You know, because you emailed to us 10.
Frustration.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, if you're watching this because you're a Hill reader, just stop reading the Hill until they start telling the truth about people, because this is just a lie. It's unacceptable.
So Milo, can you tell me about like some of the stuff you have planned going forward? You know, I know.
Log off the live stream. They don't deserve me.
Well, I hope they deserve to hear what you have to say. So
you should get a job somewhere else. Why don't you work somewhere nice?
It destroys people.
You used to work at the Daily Mail. You used to work for nice places. You used to work in respectable. I remember you. You used to work in respectable mainstream outlets, and now you work for this nasty leftist political gossip rag in DC. No, I warned you I was going to do this, and you said you want to do it anyway. No. I said it's so unacceptable.
Well, I think it's a frustration that, you know, a lot of people share with just being misinterpreted by the media, and so, you know,
stop doing it, and then you can ask us about interesting things. You can ask it. Look, we want to go on college campuses, and we want to talk. We touched on this earlier. We want to talk about art, about music, about literature, about philosophy. We want to talk about how positive visions of how the world ought to be structured. We want to talk about, you know, all kinds of really interesting stuff. You know, I want to talk about, you know, my new tour that's coming up. I'm going to be talking about snobbery and class structure in America. All this kind of really interesting stuff. Every time I'm ever interviewed in public, it's all about, you know, why can't he speak in public, and me defending myself against bogus charges from the media. And the Hill is one of the worst offenders. One of the worst offenders.
So
10 times I've got 10 emails that we have sent from publicists, and even from my lawyers too. 10 times to your. I've got them all here. I'll post them on Facebook after this. 10 times we've said, you know, justify this awful, this slur, this slander. You're basically calling me a neo-Nazi. How much black dick do I have to suck for you to stop calling me a neo-Nazi?
So that I can totally understand your frustration here. So just to sort of change course, although I'm very, I can understand.
I've said my piece. I can move on.
I can feel your frustration, and I'm sympathetic to it.